Hola y bienvenidos al SuperGen Podcast, 5 de Mayo. Wait a minute. Who are you? Welcome to another SuperGen podcast. As always, I'm Alex, joined by Ryan and Andy, and newest member of SuperGen from Level Down Games is Bryan.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
Great to be here.
For our audio listeners, we are now 4 sitting in front of you. And let's get into the news. So as far as follow-ups from last week...
Wave Shaper.
Ooh.
Oh, you missed it right now, though.
How could I... Hey, Wave Shaper, absolutely no disrespect to you. As always, shout out to Wave Shaper for that excellent intro and later outro music. Last week's episode had a
was like
super short...
37 minutes long.
super short, super sweet...
Call of Duty.
Fast and loose Call of Duty podcast.
Condensed.
And we said it all, baby. I mean, Call of Duty World War II coming. Pre-order your copy at GameStop today. Gotta get that exclusive hat.
Wait, does the new come with the $250 edition?
I haven't seen a $250 edition.
You get a new
yet.
with it?
No, but that is to be announced. We'll see at E3, I'm sure.
I missed the hat.
Because it was obvious that they
It was quite nice.
left something to be desired. Yeah, I got a new hat this week.
Did you like how they took everything from the Battlefield 1 reveal and they just basically remade it?
No. And Bryan, you're new to the podcast, but you will recall the presenter on stage said, when we greenlit this idea 3 years ago, before Battlefield 1, we knew that this was going to be one of the biggest Call of Duties of all time.
I love that they had to throw that.
They
in.
had to throw that in.
I totally believe that that's what they did.
Yeah.
But they obviously knew that EA was working on Battlefield 1 when they started.
Yeah, I mean, like, when do you
100%.
think Battlefield 1 was greenlit? You know, like, I mean, I'm sure they've got that communication.
Oh yeah, they have ways to find out.
I'm sure they've known.
For sure.
You know.
And speaking of E3, though, so they're going to have announcements. Obviously, Sony announced their official E3 timing. We know it will be the 12th of next month. Wow. Oh my gosh, E3 hype is creeping up.
Wow.
At 9 o'clock Eastern, we'll be here. We hope you'll be here as well. Because we will have some live commentary as well as I'd like to do some pre-show.
Pre-show, post-show, for
yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. We're going to have those impressions, those hot, juicy impressions. So you know you want to be there for that. And that's the official announcements. You know, one of my favorite things to talk about in this podcast, some leakage.
What?
Some seepage we got going on. Darksiders 3 was seeped right onto Amazon's site as an official product.
Yeah.
And Amazon is actually big enough that they didn't take it down from the site. They just left it up and let them put out a launch trailer over
They
there
officially launched it
at the studio.
Yeah,
so
like three or 4 hours after Amazon put it up, the launch trailer was out.
So this
Or
kind
the
of
reveal
like
trailer.
begs the question, and I'd like to hear your guys' impression on this. Was this seepage that led to a reveal that happened much earlier than it would have happened?
Or was it just?
Or was it
strangely
something
timed seepage?
Oh yeah, was it something that they were going to release it in the next 2 hours anyway, but it just so happened that Amazon put it up just a little bit early?
See, I originally thought that this reveal was going to be planned for E3.
That's what I was
But
thinking.
then when they put the trailer out, not even, like I said, it was like 3 or 4 hours after. I think it was planned for that day. Amazon just pulled the trigger a little early.
So it was just
I
a
would
little
agree
bit
with that.
early trigger pull.
Yeah, I think so.
I bet that's what happened.
So this is a YouTube France.
Because I mean, if you think of like
that Overwatch.
Because if like Amazon did it at a certain time, like Eastern or Pacific, and then THQ Nordic put the trailer out, like I said, it was literally like 3 or 4 hours later. Could have just been a time zone thing too.
Yeah.
When it gets tough with these global launches, it's like all these different time zones that you have to attend to, and then also you have people that are based all over the world that have to keep track of what this is. Amazon, you think it was just a little bit early, pulled the trigger. They weren't saving this for E3. They weren't saving anything.
Like I said, I originally thought they were going to do E3. If they wouldn't have released a trailer right away or within a couple hours, I think they would have screwed something up, and I think it would have been for E3.
So here's my big well, maybe that's not true. So this is a game that the leaked date, the release date that was on Amazon's site, which I'm going to say is obviously a placeholder.
Yep.
That was set for 2018,
Right.
12/31.
Yeah.
So at the end of next year, is the release window, if you will, Q4.
Yes.
It probably is, not December 31st.
Right.
But I mean, that's something that's pretty far in advance to where it's like, why now?
Yeah.
Why release this by itself out in the middle of nowhere? after Call of Duty week, after Destiny 2 week, you know what I mean, leading up to E3, when you have this big press conference and you're going to have those eyes there.
Yeah, E3 is, you know, like we said, like a month away from now. You know, there's no reason for them not to just... Because that's a kind of announcement I'd be excited to see at E3.
I'm super excited.
Darksiders 3?
I'm super excited for Darksiders.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have went under the radar for me. I honestly think it's something better.
We're
I
excited.
actually agree with that.
No,
Like,
I think... Yeah, go ahead.
I think a lot of companies need to start doing it, and they did it last year, and they've been doing it a couple years prior now. A lot of companies are starting to get out ahead of the E3 hype. Like they're coming out a couple weeks early with something big did it last year. I don't remember what it was. But they're starting to put out trailers now up to a month early, which obviously we're seeing.
Which is
Well,
what we're having.
here's
And I think that's
here's
smart.
the here's the next
That's
discussion with that. If they're putting it out a month early,
Yeah.
you almost cannot argue that it takes away from E3 hype, because this is
No,
one of those
no,
things
no.
that in the middle of the Sony press conference, first frame I say, oh, there's Darksiders 3. You know what I mean? And instantly, all hype is gone. I've seen this video. It's not going to be drastically video from the video I just saw last month. And there's just like one piece of cake, like we talked about on last week's episode, that's taken out from in front of you. That cake that you wanted to be excited about to enjoy, and it's like, I already ate that.
I just want to put a cake over your face right now.
And you and you regurgitated it like back into your plate. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to eat it again. Like I already had it. Throw it in the trash.
I just honestly, for something like Darksiders 3, which I said no disrespect to it, I'm very excited for it. I just don't think there's a place for it in a press conference at E3.
I agree. It would get drowned out.
Absolutely.
If it was something like, I would not know about this. Like,
So
I'd see it at E3, I'd forget about it. But because what you're talking about it now, it was
Right,
leaked
they
or
have
whatever early.
the stage to themselves.
Yes, correct.
So I'm Johnny Microsoft. You know what I mean? I'm Phil Spencer.
Right.
I'm Major Nelson, and I'm making the final cuts. I'm standing in the editing bay watching them, because these guys do that. By the way,
editing bay?
Sure.
They're watching put together my press conference video, and I'm like, I got enough games. I don't need any more. I don't need Darksiders 3. Is that what you're saying?
That's what
At
I'm saying.
Xbox,
Yeah.
they don't need any more games. And
So
then
according to Phil Spencer, they're starting to focus more on first party stuff, which 100% agree that's what they should do now, because their first party support has been kind of lacking for Xbox. I think they're going to have a good showing of first party titles this year.
Which is interesting too, because he also came out and talked about games like Breath of the Wild and like Horizon Zero Dawn, and like why the Xbox isn't releasing games like that.
Right.
You know, and
Wait, why do you say that, though?
the reason was basically he said like that games like that, and not that they're not good, but they're not like. They don't.
Is Crackdown better?
Basically, what he said.
Crackdown is better. We're gonna get the multiplayer in 2017.
Yeah, but without so many
Jump
words.
over a building now.
But without so many words, what he basically said was those kind of games are not like consistent moneymakers. You know, and that's the reason that Xbox doesn't do it.
So they're only going after the money.
I mean, look at like what the games that they're actually releasing. You know, and that's why they're not releasing these like high art, high story games. You know,
That's not not their forte either. I mean,
it is exactly.
They focus on shooters and different kinds of stuff like that. But
which is why it's not.
That's
as
what
much
their fan base
wheelhouse,
buys.
You know.
Well, you know, an Xbox, they don't have Mario.
No.
They don't have Link.
No.
Yeah.
They don't have Zelda. They don't have Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have these big.
But they do have Darksiders, and then they.
But Darksiders isn't exclusive. What I'm saying
they don't
is,
have exclusives. Though.
They have Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
They have Banjo-Kazooie.
They have Banjo-Kazooie.
Don't use it.
And they're not using Banjo-Kazooie.
they came out with nuts and bolts.
Damn it!
That sucked.
That was a
And
terrible.
hey, let's give a break.
And they did exactly what they would do, which is
Yeah.
they're like, let's take all the story out of this.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And
Let's
nuts and bolts
throw
was-
that away.
Let's give Banjo a break, because guess what Rare's working on? Sea of Thieves. I want to play that game.
More like
looks good.
Sea of Thieves.
You don't
It's
wanna
about to
play-
go in the trash.
See ya, Thieves.
See a thief.
Oh, I feel like they announced that game, and since then there is a game that's like come
Sea of
out
Thieves looks
that it was
does
probably
look
like they saw Sea of Thieves and got the inspiration, these developers, and just like coded this indie game at home. I was watching.
yeah.
I was
Yeah, I
watching
think
it
I've
just
seen
last
this.
week. Oh my god, I can't think of the name of it. But essentially, it's like pirates versus like Royal Navy,
Yep.
and it's just like ships fighting against
Yeah.
each other. And I was like, oh my god.
My favorite thing about that game, and I don't even know the name of it, but is in order to heal, you drink rum. So like basically you see.
If you're part of the Royal Navy, you drink tea.
Yeah, right. And so, like, basically in the middle of, like, a dogfight in the middle of the ocean, like, people are blowing stuff up. You'll just see a huge explosion, and then all of the pirates will just stand up and just, like, you know, like, all at the same time. It's great.
That's good.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Sea of Thieves, like Xbox needs titles to have in their press conference. And
do.
you need good third-party titles too. Even though Phil Spencer set out, he said, okay, we're going to focus on first party. We're going to have these titles. Please be excited for E3. You know, they gotta have some good third-party stuff in there. So I completely refute that there aren't companies out there that want that in their press conference.
I think it'd get drowned out. I think that
I agree 100%.
Everything that they're going to be showing first party wise, and even bigger third parties, they're going to have bigger.
And
third party
if
stuff.
Phil Spencer is
Darksiders
right
3 is gonna fall
about
off.
and if Phil Spencer is right about like story-based games, which Darksiders is,
Right,
you know,
absolutely.
then he's preaching to the wrong choir.
Right.
You know, like he's not like
Right.
he like by showing that at E3, the Xbox crowd
Their fans
wouldn't
aren't
be as
gonna care.
excited.
They're not
you
gonna
know,
care.
the PlayStation crowd would be crazy about
Yeah.
it. You know, the Nintendo crowd would be crazy about it.
Right.
Because it's like
Yeah, Darksiders 3
it's
coming
a
to the
big-
Switch,
it's a-
2020.
Dude, I would love
What is it?
original
The
Darksiders.
War
Definitive edition.
love,
the
like,
War
the
Mastered
Mastered
Edition. Yeah.
If they did like the first
Thank
two
you.
games on Switch, that that would sell. Nintendo people would love.
Yeah,
it.
because of Zelda. I mean,
You know?
it's so much
'cause
like
it's
The
so
Legend of
much like Zelda.
Yeah.
It is so much like a Zelda game because it is
Right.
that same like same combat system, the same like open world, like get an item and then you can
Right.
get to this next thing.
Female lead
you know?
character too this time, which is really
right?
cool.
Which
Really
is
cool.
interesting.
And the
Very,
Wii
you
U's
know,
got
so-
Darksiders 1 coming, so what more could you want?
Is that still a console?
Yeah, it's still coming out. It's still coming out for the Wii U. So good for them. They still have a release game this year.
They still have a game left.
They couldn't just let it die with Breath of the Wild. One of the biggest hits of all time.
Get to be the last game that they released on it. That sucks.
So Darksiders, they got to steal that thunder, and Amazon said, "Oh, I know what I can do to you. I heard you got some thunder rolling in. How about I take a little bit of that?" So another big game announcement, I guess, on the news. Remedy and 505 have a publishing deal. So they're going to be working together on you. I think it was quoted as a third-party action game.
Right, yeah.
Okay. And it's Project 7.
Project 7.
Code name, what's in the box?
Yep.
So what is in the box? What do we have to be
What's in the
excited for
box?
about this Remedy and 505 like collaboration?
Well, obviously Remedy Entertainment. I mean, they're super. They're really talented. Known for Alan Wake, Quantum Break. I would love to see something like Alan Wake 2. I don't think it's obviously gonna. This is not Alan Wake 2. Right. I do not think that.
Yeah, why do you want to bring someone else in to work on your baby?
Yeah, even though my heart wants Alan Wake 2 from Remedy, such a good. Yeah.
We already got Alan Wake first 500 days or whatever it was, the expansion, the Dark Pages or
Right.
something like that.
But I am excited to see what they do next. They create good stories. I would like to see what they do next for sure.
So we're bringing together someone who makes fun games and someone who makes compelling story under one roof.
Right.
And I think, to me, that's like Last of Us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would be, something like that.
Something like that. That's
Something
not
that would be huge.
overwalked trope, like a Darksiders, it's 7 deadly sins, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this is a trope I've explored a million times in video games specifically.
Project 7.
Not even just in
Call
movies.
him out already.
Yeah.
Crack the case. Debunked.
Project 7, the 7 deadly sins. There we are, you know? So, hopefully not.
No.
That seems like that's two masterminds working together
Yeah.
to create a beautiful piece of art. That's fun to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounds very promising.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
And all we know is that we don't even know what's in the box yet. We have no idea. Hopefully it makes us cry when we open it up.
When do you think we'll see something on it? Not this year, I don't think.
Definitely not this year. I mean, they just announced the collaboration.
Yeah, not this year.
What do you think? December 31st, 2018? Let's go ahead and lock in that that assumption. You heard it here first.
What day
We're
of
always
the week
making
is that?
assumptions
That's
on
very
this
important.
podcast.
Yeah. And how often are we wrong though? I mean, we've
Not
made
often.
some predictions.
And what a perfect segue from my friend Andy here. What? Boy, were we right.
That's what I get for trying to make a segue.
Oh my gosh. So
segue.
we saw, this is what, episode 2? Episode 1, we talked about the Rabbids that we saw on the ship in Mario's universe. So we thought originally that this was going to be Mario Odyssey. And that the Rabbids from Rayman's universe were going to appear in Mario
I was
Odyssey.
like, God, please no.
No, I mean, why not? Come on. We had all the pieces. We're there.
It's just one of the
you know what I
worlds
mean?
he goes to. One of the really odd odysseys.
And now we have confirmed from Nintendo, or was this another seep?
This is confirmed. It's not confirmed, but this is from Jason Schreier.
Oh, right. It was at Kotaku.
Very reliable. I 100% believe it.
So this seems like it's going to be a separate game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Is it
is.
Mario Odyssey?
No, it's a separate
100% separate game, shooting for release in August or September of this year.
Did Jason Schreier get it wrong? Can we hope for Rabbids in Mario Odyssey?
Please no.
No.
I don't want that.
They're so jolly.
Odyssey.
You know what I mean? I want some of those rabid mini games, baby. I want to be able to get some shines
Do you know
by
what the
cleaning
gameplay-
teeth.
Do you know what the gameplay is supposed to be like?
What's the gameplay?
Fire Emblem.
What?
Mario Rabbids in Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah. Something
Do you
similar.
think your orbs will transfer?
Something similar.
I hope I have over 200 now.
What are you at this week? Over 200 orbs. You got to be able to bring that in. And you get rabbits with different colored hats. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll take
Hats
it.
sell games, man.
hats sell
Hats
games.
sell games.
Hats sell DLC.
Team Fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hats sell DLC. Majora's Mask hats sell
So
DLC.
we were not right about the Rabbids in Odyssey yet. We weren't right yet, but we were right about the Rabbids meeting
I was
Mario
right.
this year.
I was right.
Yeah,
That's the important.
Absolutely. Those jolly little creatures we saw riding on that ship. Who knew they had sinister intentions?
Tortoise in the hair.
Will Rayman make an appearance? He's going to be the DLC Smash character.
Yeah.
Timed release
Right.
with the new Mario Rabbids game. Not only that, but we got some exciting Nintendo news. And I wanted, this is like a perfect moment, I guess, to shill a little bit. This used to be a super Nintendo heavy podcast. We were always talking Nintendo topics, and we joked like in the opening weeks because it was like Switch release when we started this guy up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, of course we're going to be talking about Nintendo because that's who's hype right now. That's who's got it all. We actually spun off and created a whole nother podcast called Nintendo Nation. If you haven't got a chance to check it out yet, they did an excellent piece on this, so I don't want to talk too much about the Zelda DLC, but we did get it confirmed through Nintendo Direct. Google it right now if you haven't watched it yet, and hear it straight from the horse's mouth. And if you want to hear discussion about it, Nintendo Nation will be up this Monday with some really great impressions. I was really impressed with your guys' coverage of it. But one thing that I did want to touch on that we saw from the release, the map feature that we joked about in episode 1.
Yeah.
That sounds like the goofiest, stupid thing when you put it on a piece of
Map
paper.
feature.
Andy, what is it?
It's amazing. it
Super cool.
retracts the last 200 hours of your play and actually draws a line on the map for you to show you exactly where you've been, and also, of course, more importantly, where you haven't been, because those are all the places you want to go check out in the last 200 hours of you playing this game. Which is amazing. And
I haven't even hit the 100 hour
And
mark.
it backdates.
And
So, I mean, everything that you've already played up till now, like, as long as you haven't gone over 200 hours, it's going to show it on your map.
that
when
is
you load up that
amazing.
DLC.
That is amazing.
Super cool.
And it also shows to me that it's already built in there. They just haven't turned it on.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah,
that's what
it's
that
totally-
means.
And I mean, maybe it
totally.
just
Which is
wasn't.
great. Yeah.
Maybe it just wasn't ready yet. Maybe it just wasn't ready yet.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can say, and fans of this podcast will know, I'm a huge fan of the map system in Breath of the Wild. So this is something that they did it right. Like having the stamps that you can put on there, the temporary markers,
Yeah.
things like that are like so absent from
It's
other amazing
perfect.
open world
It is
games.
so good.
And it's
Yeah.
and then they just took it to the next level. I mean, you got to pay $20. Sorry, kid. Age of the $60
Worth it.
game is over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to get the full game, it was already great as
Yeah.
is. And now they're just taking it to that whole nother level of a game that's about exploration. You can see every step that you've taken, like as a dotted line drawn on a map.
So cool.
Finding all the treasure. Got to find those 900 Korok seeds. I'm getting close.
You
I'm
gotta
not.
get
Wait till
that.
they add more.
I'm a ninth of the way there.
900 more, right?
900
Collect
more
all
coming.
those gold.
Yeah, 900 more Copeman. You know, I've gotten a lot of green rupees under rocks, I'll tell you what. But every once in a while, you can see that smiling face. Little Korok. Little baby daddy. We got not some seepage this week. We'll put this under the depressing news section. I think we've been happy enough for this week. We got to be
Obituary?
mad.
We don't-
We got to get angry. Welcome to the SuperGen obituary.
Just finished watching Death Note, so I'm there.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Don't
Andy.
spoil, I've
Getting
only
into the Anna. I'm
3/4 of the way
I'm
through
waiting
and
for the
stop.
live action remake. No, but so with who was it that just left Valve? That was like the last.
I don't know the name.
person.
I don't know the name of them.
They just like the last person that was on the original like writing team for Half-Life
Yeah.
officially left Valve. So Half-Life 3. Is it coming?
Not happening.
Not happening.
Not
And they've been saying that for so long, basically. They've been trying to basically tell us that without
Like, no,
directly
we're not
telling
going
us
to make
that.
it.
You know, like, they weren't just saying, we're not going to make it. They're just like, we're not going to make a game unless we have a compelling reason to make that game.
Right. They're doing
and
so
we
much
just
other stuff
don't
now.
right now. You know, like they just don't have like to me the only compelling reason to make that game is they left the last one on a cliffhanger.
Big time.
You know?
Big time. Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Yep.
And like to them just finishing the story is not enough to make that game.
Right.
You know, because like if you think about every Half-Life game, they introduce something new in every.
Well, in
single
Gabe Newell's
You know?
diary, the story's already done. It's not the canon. It's not the official story. You know,
release, like, a
there's
fan fiction,
more waifu
you know?
and stuff like that. Oh yeah, it's fan
Where he
fiction
does all
from
the
Gabe
voices,
Newell. That would be
you know?
so perfect. Okay, so top 2 requests that we want to see out of the Half-Life series. Number 1,
Half-Life
Gabe Newell. Gabe Newell, you gotta release that diary, okay?
Yeah.
You gotta release that fan fiction onto the web. We know you're writing it, okay?
Yeah.
You're up late at night. You're a hard-working guy when you're in the office, but you get home.
Yeah.
We all take some time to blow off some steam. You know what I mean?
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Yeah, at the
Blowing
same
off
time,
some steam.
At the same time, let's talk to Miyazaki, get him to get his Dark Souls Bible.
Well, hold on. So we're still on the top 2 big things we want from the Half-Life 3 series. Number 2 on my personal list, go to Kickstarter, baby. You're all free. Everyone's gone from Valve. Make Mighty number 3, Half-Life 3. There we go. You got to make, your ukulele 3.
Trailer.
Yeah. Ukulele.
Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Like,
That's good.
there's been some successes out
That's
there.
probably why they
we
named
know
it.
that they did not set a
Let's
precedent.
talk about that. That's probably why they named the game Ukulele. There's Ukulele 3, there's Ukulele, there's Tukulele. You know, there's like a million
They're
ways.
pre-planning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting ready to go. No, but I mean, like,
Banjo-Tooie.
Yeah.
you've
Right.
got a bad precedent set before you, okay? There's a lot of people out there who ain't done it, okay? All these classic directors we thought were going to kill it. They haven't killed it yet. But you could do it. Half-Life 3 could be the game if you guys want to get together on Kickstarter. I'll throw you $5. Why not? You know what I mean?
Well, they're
I
gonna
want my
ask
ass
for more
for
than
$5.
They're gonna ask for full price of a game on Kickstarter. Yeah, like you want to buy the game.
That's okay. I don't need that. I don't need the game.
not how Kickstarter-
I just want to know it's getting made.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let everyone else deal with
it's-
whatever you guys dribble out, okay? If it's garbage, that's fine. If it's the most amazing game of all time, even better. But I'll give you $5.
Cool.
Call out.
Win-win-win.
That's a win-win.
$5.
Win.
That's how much he believes in it.
$5 whole
$5, like a foot long.
Hey, imagine if everyone out there, you got a lot of people, what is it? Greg Miller or Colin Moriarty? God, why did I say Greg Miller? Colin Moriarty's out there getting $5 from a lot of
A
people.
lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And that $5 adds up.
This could be you.
does.
People that wrote on Half-Life 2 whose name I don't know. Such as the
Get
curse of
all
a writer.
the original writers.
You got to go on strike for anyone to pay attention to you for real in the writing world. Unfortunately, that's kind of how it goes. And now it's voice acting in video games.
Now it's
Like,
voice
here's a
acting.
little mini thing to mention. As much as I want to know the ending to Half-Life 3, like, I don't remember anything else about that whole series. I don't remember any of it. Like, I don't remember the whole story, and I don't remember why I want to have
think
the
it's too
third
late.
game. It's been so
It's too
long.
late.
I remember the realism and like how gritty and real the game felt at the time.
Right.
You know, and like it wasn't like the most graphically impressive game ever, but it is like it was still just a really cool experience. You know, but. Yeah, the actual story and the reason why I want Half-Life 3, I don't remember that anymore. You know, so I don't.
It's
know
been
why I'm even
too
asking
long.
for
It's
it.
been too long.
It's been too long. And I mean, it's already like, it's gone through multiple meme cycles, which on the internet is like a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
if you can
right.
make it through multiple meme cycles,
It's been
then
that long.
that's relevant,
Yeah.
baby. You know, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. WEIGHT. No offense, Gabe. We still want to see your diary, though. So, onward and upward to something that is actually out, and we actually have in our hands, birthdays, the beginning.
Okay, I haven't heard of this.
No apostrophe
I have
in
no
it.
idea what
So
this
this releases next Tuesday. It's like hyped up for like a smaller game.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear your impressions, Brian. You've actually gotten to play it. The embargo is up as of today, so we
Yeah.
can talk just a little bit about it. We don't want to spoil anything for
Yeah,
people who
I
want to
know.
go out and buy it on Tuesday. But
Right. Obviously, we'll be having a review soon, so I mean, check that out for sure. But super fun game. I mean, it's so basically when you start up, you're playing as this little creature, little red creature, and you're in charge of a world. So when you start out, you can terraform this world however you want. Obviously, there's a tutorial that walks you through what you're doing, that kind of stuff. And you have HP. So as you're playing, as you do something like as you either raise the land or lower the land, that kind of stuff, you're draining your HP. And you can only do so many actions until your HP is depleted. To get your HP back, super easy. You just go into view mode and let time pass. And as time passes, your HP goes back up. So you're not having to wait or anything like that. You do get your HP back really quickly. But the whole point of the game is to create a world and terraform it how you want and see what kind of creatures that you can create.
So it's like Spore.
Kind of like Spore, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
So basically, when you start out, you dig these 3 holes and you put water in the 3 holes. That becomes your ocean. And then you want to connect, obviously, if you connect the water together, you get bigger. And the more water you have affects the temperature on the world that you're creating. The higher the land, the colder it is up there. The deeper the ocean, the warmer it gets, that kind of stuff. And basically, when you start putting water in, you are starting to create life. So plants will start growing in the water. Those plants will start evolving into little microorganisms, little different things like that. And eventually, they start crawling out of the water. And then you'll start seeing grass grow, trees grow. And the whole point is to just see what you can create. And it's such
So can you make dinosaurs?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So this is, I looked at the cover.
At the point of the game that I'm in right now, that's what I'm working on.
No spoilers, please.
Right. But it's on the game, so I think it's okay to say. The point I'm at now, I'm trying to...
Ask a specific yes or no question. Whoa, don't spoil anything.
I am trying to create dinosaurs at this moment.
That's awesome.
And I'm trying to get it to the point where you need to have a certain temperature, you need to have a certain amount of whatever it is that... I forget which sea life it is that they need to... There's like... You need to have like 200,000 of them in your ocean. Yeah. And I don't have nearly that many yet.
Yeah. So I've got a couple big questions for you.
Yeah.
Because I love games where you get to play God.
Yeah.
Massive Chalice comes to mind immediately.
Yeah.
Like that's one where you have like these people. So in that, like everyone is very unique. And you can name them. And you can like associate like this story like with this person. And then you almost like invest yourself so much in them.
Right.
Or is it this game where you are like this deity and you're so above that you like can't be involved with that?
This game, the things already have names, so you're not actually physically named. At least.
That's the same in Massive Chalice, but it has a name.
Okay. Right. Yeah, no, they
like
have
here,
names. Yeah.
hey, there's my little bacteria. It's Johnny. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
No.
And you associate, and there's this story that Johnny.
Like the genetic name
you know what
is
I mean?
there. Like, it's not like Johnny, but I mean, like the genetic name for the plants or the trees or the animals. That
Sounds
you're
like No
creating.
Man's Sky.
So you don't get to.
You don't get to name.
Like
it.
look at it in binoculars and then like decide to name it, and everyone else will find your discovery.
Right.
Okay.
That is not how it works.
That's fine.
You'd want to use,
But you zoom
microscope,
out.
not binoculars, but yeah.
Microscope, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
If we're going down.
yeah,
it's
it's
not
okay,
really a game, so.
So whatever you do on the world, when you're zoomed out and you're overlooking everything, that's when time passes. You can either you can let time pass normally and it'll go kind of slow and things will happen as it does, or you can fast forward it, and fast forwarding it depletes your HP really quickly. But it, like I said, as soon as it hits 0, it goes right back up, and you just hit fast forward again. It only takes like 20 seconds to refill itself. It's not that big of a deal.
So
that's how you advance time.
Is this something that it'll just let you fast forward until your HP, or is it like, whoa, something just happened?
It'll let
you know what I
it'll
mean?
let you keep fast forwarding as long as you want. You could fast forward to the end of time.
But does it let you
and do
know,
nothing.
like, am I
But
gonna miss my son's ball game? Is what I'm saying.
on the top right, there's going to be a list of like things that are happening on that world.
Okay, cool.
And it'll say like, this organism was born, this one just went extinct, this one needs help. Like, if something is in danger of going extinct, you can actually try to help out. To
So
to do that
you
kind of
use
stuff.
the world, this world. Do you create multiple worlds within this game?
The only thing
and then it continues to expand outwards. Do you have any inkling? At least so
only
far?
thing I've done is
Split
just on the one world, and I think it literally just now you can create another file and you're doing another world, but I think you're not in charge of multiple worlds. At least from what I've seen and what I've played, you're just in charge of that one world per file, unless it opens up later. I said I'm only like 3 or 4.
What's the MSRP on this bad boy?
It's $60, I think.
It's $60, so it is a full retail release.
I'm almost sure that it's full priced.
And ESRB.
ESRB.
I'm pretty sure it's E.
Okay. Second.
Hey, it's for everybody. And honestly, I feel like this is a game. I mean, it's after like a bigger week.
Right.
It's after Prey. It's after like all this stuff is releasing.
Yeah.
And you've got all these like hype trailers, and you've got E3 on the way. So it's one that kind of I feel like is
It's
falling under the radar for a lot of people.
It's a good game just to sit back and enjoy for a couple hours at a time, or even just an hour here and there, and just see what you can create. I mean, it's a game that's not going to end.
right.
So I mean, you could just do what you want, however often.
Does the
you
sun ever burn out and the world ends?
want. Maybe.
He hasn't played that.
I gotta
I
play
would-
to find out. Now I'm hooked. I want to watch the sun
I would
burn
like to
out.
see what happens the further the billions of years you get. That'd be really cool.
Cool. So birthday is the beginning. Birthdays, the beginning. Look forward to our review next week on that. And if you picked it up on Tuesday, I mean, obviously this podcast is out there in the wild. You could watch it 10 years from now, and you've already beaten the game, and the sun's burned out. So just let us know. I mean,
Let us
your
know what you think.
impressions.
Let us know what you think.
I'm still reading the comments. Certainly 10 years from now, and I hope you are too. And then next week on the horizon, so that's like our big release from this week. Obviously, Mario Kart 8. You can't glaze over this guy.
for sure.
I'm sure you guys talked about it a lot on
Right.
Nintendo Nation, but Ryan, I mean, you've probably played this more than anyone else.
It's good.
What do you got?
It's very good. I mean, it's
Mario
more of the
Kart
same
8 was good. Why is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe great?
because I haven't played Mario Kart 8 in a long time.
Okay.
You know?
So it's like going back and reliving that
Yeah.
memory, but you can use tilt controls.
Yeah.
Everything's
Which
already
is
unlocked.
amazing. No.
Everything's already open.
Battle mode's
tilt
awesome.
controls.
There's Shine Thief, Coin Runners, I think it's called. Renegade, which Renegade's kind of like there's cops and robbers, so you got the dudes with piranhas and they're
That's
catching the
super
robbers.
What?
And then so
Okay.
it puts them in the cage,
Super fun.
but one of them could hit a key and then they all come out of the cage. So it is like kind of it goes back and forth. So battle mode's a lot
awesome.
of fun. Yeah. And I mean, just the races are great. Mechanically, it's a sound game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mario
already a
Kart
great
8,
game.
great
Yeah.
mechanical game, great soundtrack. Living world. It's one of those games where it's so easy. It's like it's a racetrack, kid. Go drive on the and don't go too far off the rails. You know what I mean? But they all like every stage feels like this like living, breathing world. Like you're on Yoshi's Island, and there's people that live on Yoshi's Island. And they're out there like just walking around, hanging out, watching the race, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And there's these animals that are running around like your piranhas or your chain chomps and things like that. So it really. I mean, props on them. Or like the Mario Kart 8 like signature stage from the box art and everything else. Like even that is like this hovering course over a whole city that they bothered to like create beneath it. You know, it's just something you can really get like
Yeah,
lost
there's a lot
in.
of love in that game.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
And luckily, it's translating to sales. Fastest selling Mario Kart yet.
for sure.
So,
And that's great
Yeah.
because I want
that was
them,
the
I
headline.
want them to keep doing this. You
Yeah.
know, I want them to keep
Absolutely.
making these old classic games. It's not even that old, but like
No.
games from that time or even before that are great. And I want them to re-release them with a little bit of extra stuff.
That's all they need to do.
That's all they need to do. And the fact that the Switch is portable, that you can take it anywhere.
Yeah.
play
and that's
those
something
same
we talked
games.
about so much
Yeah.
when the Switch first got announced. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, ukulele. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get that for my Switch so I can
Yeah,
play,
so I
it
can play it.
when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not there, or when I'm sitting on the
I'm waiting to
couch
play
watching
that on
Netflix,
Switch.
just chilling out,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
that Birthday's the beginning. Like sounds like a
That'd be
perfect
so
game
cool
for
on the
Switch.
Switch.
Yep.
That'd be
So
cool
good.
on
I'm
the
excited
Switch.
for
And
Stardew Valley. And,
Stardew Valley
like
looks-
that's
yeah, I can't
and,
wait for
like,
that on Switch.
That's
So
gonna be
good.
so cool for Switch because
Yeah.
then I'll actually play it.
Right.
Like it's like
Instead of just have it sitting in your Steam library,
exactly because
like
I don't
so many
play
other
Stardew Valley
games.
for the exact same reason you brought up earlier.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to sit at my desk at my PC
Yeah.
playing this game. I'd rather sit on my couch.
Yeah,
and do it,
lay-
or sit
lay
on
in
my
bed and
lay in
cultivate
my
a farm.
bed
Let's
and
go.
cultivate a farm. Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't sit at my. I wouldn't sit at my desk and collect orbs. No way, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta be sitting on the couch, kick back,
Yep.
sitting on the toilet. You know, I gotta get my orbs that way.
Yeah.
You know
There
what
are
I
a lot of
mean?
games I don't play for that reason,
Yeah.
you know, and because they're just not the kind of game I want to play at
Right.
my desk on PC. But like bringing games like that to Switch,
Yeah. The Switch is
I'm
perfect
all
for that
about
kind
it.
of stuff.
All about it.
No, that's a good point though, because now you could rob banks from the toilets with Payday 2.
Payday
coming.
2, yeah.
Oh.
Now there's an incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally just realized it. I could plan heists from the bath
And here's
and the bathtub.
the other
Right.
incentive. The bathtub. That's
Yeah.
a classic Ryan spot right there.
You might find me there.
That's I can't wait until they release voice chat right from the tub. We're ready to go. But no, that's like the other big. You know what I mean? Like Payday flew under the radar for me,
Yeah.
and it was like this so hyped game, and it's like, oh my god, everyone's talking about Payday, and it was sold out everywhere and everything else. like as far as retail goes, and I still never got a chance to play it. I mean, there was so much else that was out at the time. So
But you
this
know
is
what? And
my
same
second
thing.
chance. I
Yeah,
love second
exactly.
chances.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I
Second
didn't play it
chance.
either, and it looks like such a great game, and I wanted to play it.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to play it. Now I'll play it. You know, I'll play it because it's portable.
Yeah.
You know, I'll play it because it's on the Switch now.
Absolutely.
It's great.
All right, next on the list. So really, I mean, it's just word to the what's coming next week. So we have a lot of other big releases that are coming up or timed exactly at the same time at the release of this podcast. In the case of Prey. So next time on SuperGen Podcast, Dark Souls board game. It's in the mail.
Dark Souls the board game.
You have the
Yeah.
tracking number.
Yeah. It's coming tomorrow.
It's going to be
Okay,
here
it's gonna be here
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
It's going to be here yesterday by the
Yes.
time you are watching this.
That's a good point.
That's exciting. So we may have already
You've
played
already
it.
played it.
We may have already
I've already played it right now.
All right, so give me your impression.
What do you have to
I'll
say?
save that for next week.
What do you have to say to future Andy
Yeah.
about the Dark Souls board game?
Please stop. Don't play that. No, it looks good. It actually looks good. Like I am, to be honest. Like the thing is, like my inkling about the Dark Souls board game.
Splatoon.
A lot of a lot of reviews have been out for it, and people are talking about the fact that it feels a lot like they've really captured a lot of the Dark Souls feel in this game. But I am really worried about how well that translates into a board game.
Absolutely.
So if anything, worst case scenario, I'm very excited to have some beautiful Dark Souls miniatures to paint.
There we go. And
But-
look forward to those on the
yeah.
Andy Instagram. That's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to play it with you. Honestly, like I love Dark Souls. The first one is one of my favorite games. Bloodborne is like really up there too. That card game,
That card
they
game
did a
is
phenomenal
great.
job.
Yeah, that card
and
game is
that also
fantastic.
captured a lot of the spirit
It did.
of Bloodborne,
Especially for a shorter
So-
card game. Like they really like captured a lot of the feel of of Bloodborne in that game. But like Dark Souls, the Dark Souls board game is really meant to be like a recreation of the game. You know, like you actually go in and you.
What's
farm,
my playthrough
you know.
gonna look like?
It's
Do you
like-
have a speed run set up?
Right.
We're gonna
Yeah.
start looking at any percent,
stopwatch?
you know, and everything
yeah,
else. We
right.
got to set up the Dark Souls board game speed run.
We gotta do a soul level 0 run. You know, like-
That's perfect. No, I'm excited. I'm excited for the speed runs.
Yeah.
So Dark Souls board game will be back with impressions next week, and hopefully some cool miniature painting to check
Yep.
out on the old social media website, all that good stuff. Prey. Copy is in the mail as well, so that should be here by the time you're watching this podcast, and we'll be back with impressions because I'm so excited for that game. If you haven't watched any videos on it yet or anything like that, it looks like BioShock meets Dead Space meets Dishonored, obviously, because it's Bethesda that's producing the thing.
Yeah.
And those are just like
Yeah, it really
amazing games. Those are all such fun games.
Did you play the demo?
I didn't get to play the demo yet, no. Have you played it, the first hour?
I played it.
It's not called the first hour. That's
No,
Resident
no.
Evil 7.
I
sorry.
played it for a little bit. It seems good. It seems good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
it's
got
a
at least a little bit of hands-on.
I'm hopeful. Obviously, we know.
Here's
the,
I
It's a mixture of all
we
of
know
those
we know
things.
the crisis it went through for
Yeah.
development. We know it's passed hands a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It fell into Arcane, which I'm very confident that they can handle this game.
They saw all the.
Well, and here's my big
excitement
thing.
for-
Yeah.
They saw all the excitement.
I
for
liked
Prop Hunt.
I liked the original.
Prop Hunt.
Prop
I
Hunt
was a big
in-
fan.
Prop Hunt the
Garry's
game.
mod, you know.
No, but oh my gosh, like this game is, to me, like the demo. One
Yeah.
reason that I didn't play it, like
Yeah.
intentionally, in addition to just being
Yeah.
slammed this week,
Right.
is it seems like one of those games where the powers shine so well. Like these alien powers look like the most exciting part of
Right.
the game, and how that affects like your character.
Yeah.
As you like grow and develop through this story, like you become more and more alien,
Yeah, you
more and more
definitely
the
wanna
thing
keep
that you're
going.
fighting.
That's
You
cool.
definitely
You know
want
what
to
I
keep
mean?
playing at the end of that demo, and you can't.
Dude, this is a game that probably got like so much hate, but the darkness is like
Yeah.
I love.
I love that game.
Not the Darkness 2. Not the Darkness 2. I was not a fan. The Darkness 1, I played the heck out of that game. Oh my god, I probably have 100% of the achievements, whatever.
wonder how many
When
people
it
do.
came out.
How many did you buy?
Oh my gosh. I didn't buy any of them. They weren't available at that time. It was a different time when Darkness came out. And that was a game where the powers felt cool. And it
Yeah.
felt like you were becoming more and more this like dark
And you know
fiend that you didn't want to become. And it
Yeah.
was this, it was so many firsts in a video game. It was something where they did this like opening cutscene where the credits were over you driving in a car, setting up the scene. And you could just sit there on the couch with your girlfriend, and it never like scripted you to just like get up. You could just kind of sit there and watch TV and enjoy a moment with her. I won't spoil anything about the game for as long as you wanted, and you didn't know what was coming around the corner. I mean, there was a little bit of twists and turns. Obviously, it's a walk trope. Hey, I'm a moth boss, Jackie. What do you do with the darkness? You know what I mean? And there's so much of that in it, but there's so much character, and there's the abilities are just so cool, and that's what excites me about Prey. And I guarantee they're not going to give you all the powers in the demo.
No,
and
for sure. No way.
To go back
And you
to
don't get the
something you were talking
context.
about.
Right. That's
You
what I mean,
know?
you want to keep going at the end.
Yeah, like what you're saying, like when I was playing like the BioShock games, like almost all of them, they have this feel where every single power that you get is cool. You know, it's really cool, and those are great games. Don't get me wrong, but they don't feel like game changing when you get them. You know, like in a game like that where every power that you get, like it's like Zelda. You know, when you get a new ability, you get a new item.
Within the first 30 minutes of the game. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm talking.
We're not talking about.
I'm not talking about Breath of the Wild. I'm talking about every other Zelda.
You can throw a square bomb or a circle bomb.
Yeah. I'm talking about every other Zelda.
Changes the game.
You get
baby.
something and it literally changes the game and has you access places that you couldn't have before, and it really feels awesome to get that thing. And BioShock didn't really feel like that, you know, like when you
because you just got better at what you could already do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You got hey, here's 17 different ways you can damage enemies, you know, and that's cool, but like being able to access new areas and literally completely do totally different things than I could do before. That's
I know there's a counterpoint for
you know?
BioShock 2, and I'm thinking so hard about what ability it was that changed the game.
BioShock 2?
BioShock 1.
Okay.
BioShock as well. I'm thinking so hard about the good BioShock, the best BioShock also.
Okay.
The best part of Bioshock 2 is multiplayer.
Right. Yeah.
I will never forget the marketing campaign for that game. Like, their slogan was, "Become a Big Daddy." And I'm thinking, like, I played BioShock 1 and I don't want to get into spoilers, but I became a Big Daddy already. Did you play the first game? Like, you know, these people that are working in the marketing department, like, did you? I mean, like, any of it?
It's like they weren't
You know-
selling that to the people who actually played the first game.
Right. It was like, become a Big Daddy.
Yeah.
What a phrase, because I was like,
Wow,
oh.
I've never done that before.
You know, I actually already am. Yeah, I actually became a Big Daddy. And it was like, when the game came out, it was so much of like, well, yeah, you know, you've already done this, kid, but here's more, you know? Kind of like half-assed. And it was all right.
Yeah, no, BioShock 2 is garbage. So, yeah.
Garbage Shock 2.
All right. But you know what I mean? Like, it didn't have, like, that's what I'm talking about. That's that game-changing moment. Become a Big Daddy. And it's like, I already did that. I already had that game-changing moment.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to sell it back to me?
Yeah.
No. And Prey doesn't feel like it's anything from Prey 1. They've even gone as far as to say,
Totally
like,
different
whoa,
game.
dude, I
Totally.
mean, you're
That's
not
why
a
it's
Native
not Prey 2.
American.
Yeah,
It's not Prey 2. It's
You don't have
totally
spirit
different.
powers. You're not a bounty hunter. None of that. It's
Yeah.
gone, okay? Forget about all that you already saw. Because we got a really cool game. And we're excited for you to play it. So, I'm excited to play it.
Me too.
That's
Looks great.
that's a good sell.
Looks really
Don't
good.
try to pretend something. Don't try to pretend to be something that you're not, Sean Murray. People don't like it.
Oh, Sean Murray.
They hate it. People absolutely hate it. JonTron, you can pretend to be someone you're not. That's fine.
He's got to.
He needs to now.
You know, it's you got to make that money. Got to get the ad revenue. If it's your livelihood, baby. You know, but in the
He's still
in the
like-
case of the other guys,
It's like posting on
might
Twitter
have cost
all
you
the
some
time.
money.
Like every time I see him post something on Twitter, I'm like, yeah, but that's racist, isn't it? I can't get that out of my head. I can't. It's hard. Great
Speaking
guy.
of being racist,
I love this
NBA
game.
Playgrounds is on for next week. That's a game I'm excited to play. Okay, you bet you didn't know just looking at me. So it's a game for everybody, JonTron.
Fans of NBA Jam are super excited for NBA Playground.
Absolutely, dude.
It looks fun. Yeah,
It's like and I mean, even just like playing like NFL Street and NBA Street back in the day. You know, those were games that were just like fun for the sake of being fun.
Yeah,
you could do
I mean,
ridiculous
you don't
stuff
have
in
to
it.
like basketball to have fun with those games. They're fun. That's
and
it.
there's so much
Pure
like
fun.
demand. I feel like for that because you've got like these Madden games that are like ESL sports. They're super technical, and you got to know the different plays, and you have to have a playbook, and you have to build your roster and do all this different stuff.
Right.
And it's just like, you lost me. You know what I mean? Like I can't quite keep up there.
Right.
You know, can't keep hip to all this lingo. and be a gamer, you know. Oh God, I hate that word. And be someone who likes sports, you know, be a jock, whatever. I hate that word too. All these labels that we got to throw on people, and you know, like I want to walk a little bit in both worlds, and NBA Playgrounds feels like that.
And you know what the best part is? It's on the Switch.
This is giving me chills, man. It's like EA Sports.
Game.
It's in the game.
To the game.
And we're about to be in the game. And it's not EA Sports big, but
No.
I'm going to say that every time I boot it up, baby. Because it's got that same spirit, that same like kind of like setup, I feel like these other games do.
100%.
And that, I think, is all that we have planned for this week. Anybody, I always like to leave it open at the end.
Yeah.
What have you been playing? Or what do you want to talk about?
Quick
as
question.
far as-
Would you pirate Pirates of the Caribbean 5?
You wouldn't steal a bear. You wouldn't steal a television.
You wouldn't steal a bear.
You know what I mean?
Pirates of the
steal a
Caribbean
bear.
5.
I would not pirate it. Okay.
I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
I will see it at theaters at midnight and hopefully do a podcast with you guys afterwards.
Yeah.
And hopefully it's good.
Perfect segue
Yeah,
to.
hopefully we have a good podcast that day.
Hey, wait a minute. Have you guys watched the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 discussion yet? Hey, we went and saw that last night.
We did.
And I'm sure it was
Man,
great.
it was
It was
fantastic.
something. Let me
Yeah,
tell
that was
you.
quite.
So good.
You remember that thing?
Everybody want to list their
That
favorite part
happened?
real quick?
Oh yeah.
I'll go first. I'll go first.
Okay, let's do that.
The soundtrack. First movie, great job. Second movie, absolutely killed it. Blew it out of the water.
So
Which
you're
guy
saying
would-
soundtrack's better in the second movie than the original?
Yes. And we will find out tomorrow, but future Alex already knows. So be sure to check that out. It should be up already.
Hopefully, yeah.
And if you already went to go see the movie, join the discussion, baby. We want to know what you thought of it also.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Brian, for joining us this week. As always, I am Alex, joined by...
Ryan.
Andy.
Brian.
And thanks for taking the time to hang out with us. Hopefully we will catch you next week.